5. This guy was pretty tidy too. Josh Nisbet, low centre of gravity, makes him tough to contain. Dorrans held him off on that occasion. Risky header back into the middle. Abini, he had a chance to play Troisi into space, and Troisi knew it. Birighitti was a long way off his line as well. I wonder whether Abini was having a look at that out of the corner of his eye. Here's Bowman. And then the offside flag up against Bowman, just as the Mariners fans thought Ziggy Gordon was getting penalised. Tough one for Bacchus to control. Only 2 wins in their past 15 attempts against Western Sydney for the Mariners. Feel like this one could go either way tonight. Aimless from Bozanic that time. One back cleverly by Negro. That ball wasn't on. Kai Rolls has it picked off by Troisi. Here come the midfield pushing on for Western Sydney, including their wing backs. Aquilina back to Dorrans. Abini. And Dorrans can have another go. Aquilina just onside. Played by Gordon to whip it out to Tate Russell. Diving header, worked out. Kai Rolls just got it clear of Abini and company. Forget the midweek A-League action continues tomorrow night. Doubleheader coming your way. First Newcastle against Brisbane, and we finally say hello to Perth Glory in season 2021. Their first game of the campaign against Adelaide United tomorrow night. Doubleheader on your Wednesday. Right under the chest of Birighitti. It was a nice idea. They had Russell and Cox forward there. Bowman just had to get Kurt Ams out of the way. Both teams proving difficult to break down throughout much of the night. Now Nisbet driven into Dorrans, but he can have another go. Elected to go backwards instead. Good movement from Bowman, who's been nicknamed Huey by Matty Simon after the famous jockey. Played his part setting up the sealer for Jordan Smiley against MacArthur. It was on January 3 in the Bulls' home opener. First game since then for the Central Coast. Mark Bosnich thinks it could be a factor in this second half. Might favour the Wanderers. Gordon able to push on. Worked the angles nicely, just overhit for Tate Russell, who was a little late to respond.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit on his heels there, Tate Russell. I think that ball, if he had been on the move forward, would have ended up decent.
Risky ball. Nisbet was trying to nick it away from Natta. Big occasion for Ziggy Gordon. Mark Bosnich, how do you think he's dealing with it?
I think he's dealing with it very well thus far, but it's going to be a test this 45 minutes, Brenton, because he's right down here on the Central Coast side. He hasn't got the advantage like he had in the first half of having his own supporters down on his sides, and it's not nice being booed throughout the whole 90 minutes, I can tell you that.
Any fixtures that stand out for you?
Waited till that ball went out. Yes, I can remember going back to Aston Villa. Yeah, with Manchester United for a League Cup game, and we had a lot of young players out, and I was just coming back from injuries, and basically from the warm-up to the end, I was booed, but understandably so. It's only a compliment, but it's not easy, trust me.
Can't be fun. Here's Dorrans. Well, won by Clisby. And Gordon pops it again, this time from Bowman. Referee says, let's come back for the free kick, which is interesting.
Could have played on there because Matthew was in comfortable possession of the ball. Bowman coming into the back of the very unpopular Ziggy Gordon.
While we're reminiscing, Rowie Slater, any
No, I was just
occasions?
I was well liked. So I never got booed.
Here's Aquilina. Charged down at the expense of a corner. Standing ovations back at Blackburn. Did you get to go back there?
Yeah, well, I don't like to talk. It was a long time ago. So, yeah, I did go back to Blackburn when I went to West Ham and actually scored my first Premier League goal against the Rovers. Unfortunately, we were 4-0 down.
Corner whipped in by Dorrans, and man down in the box, it's Tas Mudakudis. Nothing doing there unless VAR weighs in. Don't think they're going to.
No one really coming in around the back for the Wanderers there. They were all camped inside the 6-yard box.
Russell hangs it up. Aquilina. A beanie. Just couldn't quite drag it down and control it.
Well, you knew once that ball was played to the back post, there was only one winner with Aquilina and Nisbet. Beanie really couldn't deal with it. His first touch got away from him. So both defences on top.
Here's Natta, the debutante. To Dorrans, who's had so many touches, and this might be his best. He's picked out Cox. Troisi! Difficult for Birighitti. And again, the chance fell on Troisi's right boot.
Yeah, it did take a deflection as well on its way through. Smart play from Cox. Look at that. Just chests it down, takes a touch. Did it take a slight deflection? Wasn't enough. Anyway, Birighitti saving with his legs. Best chance of the second half.
More than 2.5 games in, Mark Bosnich, and Birighitti has not been beaten.
He's been outstanding, but we've seen some outstanding goalkeeping performances. And we said this the other day, when Federici comes to mind. We see Margouche, the man in the other end, play really, really well. But just in comparison to that first half, you know, what a difference. Wanderers in total control here now, and that possession that they've been keeping, even in the first half under a lot of pressure, is really starting to take the toll on the fact that Central Coast Mariners cannot keep closing like they were at the beginning of that first half. But here they go.
Lovely ball from Bozanic to find Bowman. Now Negro, pretty narrow this attack. Matt Simon getting there and couldn't get any power to really test Margouche.
No, just like, look, for a moment it was perfect for him, but in the end he's at full stretch. I think he gets his left boot onto it, but no power. Margouche comfortable. What a clever ball from Negro.
Russell looking for Aquilina. Dragged down stylishly by Nisbet.
Just a little chip over the top, and maybe Gordon coming in as well. Just that little bit of pressure. He's at full stretch.
The Mariners' best moment of this second half. Zanuck. Clever little flick. And Bowman wanted it back. Advantage is accrued here. Bowman then upended Bacchus afterwards. Referee's got to have 4 sets of eyes tonight. So much going on off the ball.
Yeah, Zanuck played that ball because he thought Matt Simon, he looked up and he thought Simon was going to make that run into that space, but Simon just stood his ground.
Sorry to interrupt you, boys. Just to let you know, Nikolai Muller and Kwame Yeboah are getting set to come on.
Nisbet won it strongly. A double change upcoming for Western Sydney. Mariners have already made 1 change. Nisbet wins again. A little duel. Negro just ran out of room as Aquilina and Dorrans were being advised not to commit any fouls out there. Oh, Nisbet brilliant again, and Bowman thought that Stensness was going to continue that run in behind. Well played, Ruan Toniak, sitting up for him here. Just got away from him that final touch because everyone wanted him to shoot, and I reckon he was going to as well. Plenty of space ahead of Russell, but no way past Clisby. Tide has just turned in the last couple of minutes. De Silva, Nisbet. Here comes Danny De Silva again. Nisbet! Nisbet! Oh, crossbar! The fans are ready to go off if Josh can score. And Clisby can't keep his shot down. Well, when will his first goal come, and will the roof stay on the joint?
Well, that should have been the one, really. Superb lead-up work, and the finish doesn't match that. Plays this one, look at the overlapping run here. From De Silva, picks him out. There's the first really good chance. He gets a second bite at it. He gets too much on it and comes off the crossbar. Best chance of the game.
So Troisi and Cox are withdrawn for Yeboah and Muller, as forecast by Mark Bosnich. And Alan Stajic about to go to his bench as well. Matty Simon getting a warm round of applause and some boos from the Wanderers fans in that corner. And on comes young Jordan Smiley. Very emotional was Smiley after sealing that win against Macarthur FC. Been a long road back for him to get to A-League level again. Here's Muller. Great vision, Bacchus. Yeboah wants it played in behind here. Aquilina used him eventually. So the substitutes playing their part on this move forward for Western Sydney. Could be a night for subs to make the difference. Not sure it's going to roll out. The Mariners had to play at it. And real pressure on Clisby. Zanuck drives it out quickly, gives Clisby some room to move. De Silva wasn't afforded the same luxury by that pass. Good read by Mudakudis. Clisby just losing his range with a couple of back-to-back passes. Mariners have had 11 shots to 3 tonight. Josh Nisbet has come as close as anyone, hitting the woodwork moments ago. Natta able to push on. Breaks back for Dorrans. Tate Russell's making an interesting run in behind here. Dorrans couldn't fashion the ball his way.
Difficult to break down. They're nice and compact. A line of 5, almost 6. As the Wanderers pour forward. I don't know about pouring forward, but certainly advancing.
FC went above the Mariners at the top of the ladder with their win against Newcastle on the weekend. Mariners looking to reclaim top spot, although the ladder won't take shape for a while, of course, with Perth yet to play after their time in Qatar and then the COVID restrictions and the quarantine and all that. But the Glory do return tomorrow night against Adelaide United. And their fans will be saying, at last. There's that double header. Just after 7 o'clock in New South Wales for the Newcastle-Brisbane game. And right after that, over to the west. There's been some fixture alterations announced today, actually, if Wanderers fans aren't up on it yet. Their next game is at home against Newcastle on the 29th. Will Natta be involved again? Spoke to Dylan McGowan pre-game and could be out for 6 weeks. Dylan McGowan, he's hoping to beat that timeline, but the youngster could get a good run of games. Pass from Rolls and De Silva being harassed by Bacchus. Stensness can turn. Quicker was the cry. In the end, it was an easy read for Bacchus in midfield. Strike force right now for the Mariners of Bowman and Smiley, those two who combined for the second goal at Campbelltown. Inexperienced, of course, at A-League level. Smiley, part of that Mariners team that won the NPL 2 title. 6-2 they won it in extra time. 4 goals in the extra half hour. Here's Muller. Just managed to work it to Dorrans, and look how deep the Mariners are here.
Yeah, but once they get forward, Muller can't find anyone to bounce the ball off if you want, and by that time Mariners had every player behind the ball. That's a difficult one.
Russell was worried about being offside. Played it cleverly in the end to earn the throw-in. And now Abini trying to trick his way past, and he's done so. Got the better of Clisby and kept out, and then the block from Rolls was crucial because Kwame Yeboah smashed it.
Well, that's just physical strength from Bernie Abini. Bounces off the defender. Gets possession here, bounces Clisby away, and then I don't think he expected that Birighitti. And what a superb block from Kai Rolls.
Muller rolls it short. All the way back to Dorrans. Heavy touch, allowed Smiley in.
Well, they messed that up, didn't they? I mean, Muller played it to Bacchus. He didn't even run around him.
Robinson just getting put back in his box, literally, by the fourth official, Stephen Lucas. Calmly done by Birighitti. Stensness again can turn. Can he spray the diagonal? Just overhit for Nisbet. But, still appreciated by the coach. He's getting this guy ready. Lewis Miller. Still no Marco Ureña, the Costa Rican international, who might just be the trump card. I wonder how long he'll get tonight. Stensness leaves another opponent in his wake, but the whistle goes against him. So a like-for-like change. I think Stefan Negro called out to the bench just moments ago and said, "We've got a bit of an injury concern." That's why Lewis Miller was given the hurry up. He might be looking at a start on Friday night, judging by that reaction of Stefan Negro when he came off. Aquilina. Teammates talking Clisby through it. Bruce Kamau not too far away from his entrance for Western Sydney. Awkward one for Tonyek. Hooked clear ahead of Nikolai Muller, and here comes that change. Bruce Kamau a little underdone in pre-season, and he might get a chance to play further up the pitch than we saw him at times last season, because he's replacing Bernie Abini. Might play in the kind of position you expect a guy with number 7 on his back.
Well, Kamau's an exciting player when he's in form. So 20 minutes here. The bench is certainly going to play their part in any eventual outcome here. It's been so tight. Defence is on top. I think it's just going to hinge on a mistake or a set piece.
Not quite as feisty as it was when Matty Simon was leading the line. But there's some physical stuff right on cue. Bowman okay to run it off. Risky ball back inboard, and Yeboah almost took it away. Miller with an important touch. Last touch off who? Off Aquilina for a Mariners throw. And he wants to debate that one. Zanuck dropping in between the centre halves. Kamau keeping Kai Rolls honest. Oh, Smiley copped one there from Bacchus. De Silva into the area, stopped on a dime, and now Bowman straight into Natta, who was well positioned. Miller thinking long throw. And breaks off the Wanderers and not Bowman. Corner given. Sensational atmosphere. Tuesday night football here with a capped crowd around the 4,500 mark, and the Mariners fans hoping and dreaming. And Margush snuffs out that one. Mark Bosnich, where is the game at now, do you fancy?
At an absolutely crucial stage. Western Sydney Wanderers with all the dominance in terms of possession, there's no doubt about that. I'll come back to it, Speedy. This could be something.
Still for Stensness. And in retreat mode again. Back to you, Bozza.
Yeah, Western Sydney Wanderers with all the dominance possession-wise, but you must say that the Central Coast Mariners, their defensive structure, the way they've set themselves up is absolutely fantastic. If you were to tie a rope between all their 11 players when they're defending, you would find it very difficult to break that rope. They are so in tune to their spaces and where they all should be. And they're playing a lot like in the second half they did against MacArthur. So this is where Western Sydney Wanderers have got to be very, very careful. Remember that day, MacArthur had all the possession, all the territory, and they hit him on the break. But was that chance for Nisbet? Was that their MacArthur that they missed that chance? But it's still, it could go either way here because they're so dangerous on the transition, Central Coast Mariners.
Yep, that live ladder could all flip, of course, in the last 15 minutes. Little flick from Clisby. They want the free kick, I fancy, but De Silva trying to make it work from open play here. Smiley, deflection, and they get another corner. And there were numbers committed.
Yeah, they had plenty of bodies in the box there, and De Silva, again, he finds a good pass into the penalty area, because defenders, you've got to be wary here as Smiley turns. Gordon can't afford any contact, but does get a very good block.
Another short routine. Zanuck hangs it up, back post. Miller tried to go around Aquilina, who wasn't having it. Middle of the pitch is open here. Well, it was for a moment. The Mariners good enough to win it back. And the throw-in goes Western Sydney's way. Game on a knife's edge. Real ebb and flow about it. Both teams have had their periods of dominance. Really bringing out the best in either keeper. Birighitti made a good save when potentially wrong-footed by a minor deflection. Woodworked, helped out Margush. Silva putting together a tidy little highlight reel tonight, but he lost out there in a dangerous spot. The ball swiftly to Yeboah and Kamau, and look at Clisby slide in to win it back.
It just looked there, an opening was eventuating for the Wanderers, but Clisby, great desperation. That's a good ball as well.
And Smiley is in behind Natta. Goalkeeper a little stranded, but the angle was tough. Ziggy Gordon first to track down the ball to the back post.
It's a good ball across from Smiley. He didn't have time to look to see if there's anyone there. You had to take that touch and just cross it with the hope that someone might have made it into the penalty box. Unfortunately for the Mariners, there wasn't.
Muller. He fired it past one Mariner, but no one in the middle for Western Sydney. Strong work by Tate Russell. Just knocked Bowman off the ball, and here goes Kamau. Spins his way, keeps his feet as Bruce Kamau. Gets the better of Nisbet as well. Not many have done that tonight. Getting their 4-4-2 shape back defensively. And Clisby, no foul against Kamau. The assistant was best placed to adjudicate. That is a foul, though. He jumped in on that one. Andrei Giev, vastly experienced assistant on this near side. Giddy given the hurry up by the referee, but still going through his routine. Waiting for Bowman to get into position to try and win the flick on. Throw in. Earned by Ziggy Gordon the hard way. Decent throw that by Tate Russell. Bowman. Nisbet. Every time he gets near the ball, the fans get excited. Miller. Showed too much to Bacchus, just tempted him into that challenge. Risky play. Oh, Muller just blocked off the ball for a moment by Clisby. Again, the Mariners were able to get back, and a couple of years ago they would not have gotten back in that situation in so many numbers. Still might be on for Western Sydney though. Muller. Miller looked around and he had backup in the form of Stensness. Tough one to chase.
He'll too well to catch that one, but the Wanderers there, you know, that was their chance at a quick transition there, and they just didn't find the right solution, and that's been the story of their night, really. Just haven't been clever enough to break that Mariners down. That Mariners defensive wall, once you give them the time, they just all sit back in, very compact.
The Mariners coach, it appears, about to play his trump card. He's got his new recruit getting ready, Marco Urenia. Also, Jaden Casella, who turned it on night one, and we've hardly seen him since. He was brilliant against the Jets on that left wing. Patience from the Wanderers. Yeboah presented. Tonic won it from behind. Left Yeboah in a crumpled heap. Kyle Robinson cries foul. And Smiley won't keep in the diagonal from Clisby. Kwame Yeboah feeling the pain of that sturdy challenge from Tonic.
I failed to see how that's not a free kick, to be honest. It's tackle from behind.
Yeah, even if you win the ball around
doesn't
them.
matter.
Yeah. Most referees would blow the whistle. unfortunately, he picks up quite a few injuries, Kwame Yeboah, and through no fault of his own on this occasion, trying to run it off. Kamau is in behind here. And Yeboah on the follow-up. It breaks for Muller! And Birighitti is finally beaten. Nikolai Muller, right place, right time for Western Sydney. The substitutes make a difference for Carl Robinson.
Yeah, they certainly do, and it's the ball over the top that does the Mariners. Kamau can't collect it, but the ball there, and what did I say in the first half? The bouncing ball is a defender's enemy. So the ball over the top, they get caught a little bit square, then it's bouncing. He doesn't get any purchase on that header. Yeboah goes for the first time strike, big deflection, and Muller has just followed the action in. He didn't get caught ball watching and stayed out of the penalty box. He came in, his Yeboah on the swivel, terrific block, but Muller's the one alive to that loose ball and buries it.
Fabulous recruit since coming down under, Nikolai Muller, the German international. Goal number 6 for Western Sydney. And the Mariners forced into a double change. It was a nearly night for Nisbet, a sensational night for De Silva, but they're on the wrong end of things now. And it's an A-League debut for Marco Urania, the Costa Rican international who played in a couple of World Cups for that country. Former teammate of Carlos Hernandez, who lit up this league with the Melbourne Victory. Can Urania do the same? Played in Russia, played in the MLS, played in Denmark, and trying to make his mark in Australia now, the 30-year-old. Scored in a World Cup against Uruguay. Mariners behind for the first time this season. First goal they've conceded in more than 4 hours of football. Can they find an equaliser here in the last 5 minutes?
And they just got done with that ball over the top, and then because of that bouncing ball, couldn't clear it properly. But it still took a deflection for them to be broken. Muller had just followed in to get a tap in.
Clisby to shape it in there. Up goes Lewis Miller. And referee says corner as Miller just sat on his opponent afterwards. Tough to make out who the opponent was for a while there, but the fans let you know who it was.
Exactly, we knew exactly who was. Another set piece for the Mariners.
Clisby tries for handball from the Mariners fans. Muller goes early for the speeds to come out. Interesting that they leave Bowman back on halfway, who's an attacker, for those set pieces. They back the centre halves to get on the end of things, and not this guy Bowman with all his height. Now Miller. Smiley struggling to make up the ground, and Margush, aware of his surroundings, got back inside his box. Marcus got away with one. Kamau let it run, there was no one there. Clisby lifting it in a dangerous spot. No one had made that run. There you go, Wanderers fans. You're now top of the league on a live ladder, jumping above MacArthur, who knocked off Western Sydney, of course, first up. Since then, it's been signs of improvement for this club under Carl Robinson. Even on that night, he felt like they had more than enough chances. Adam Federici was in inspired form on that night. Aquilina, and they find a sealer. The team in black. Those youngsters at the back, Mudakudis alongside Natta. If they can keep a clean sheet, it'll give them a massive confidence boost going forward. At the moment, Ziggy Gordon might have the last laugh.
Well, the Wanderers just keeping possession, and that's exactly what Carl Robinson is screaming out to them to do. Got a bit lucky.
Mark Bosnich, you're not too far away from Carl Robinson. He must be delighted with the way things have unfolded after his subs.
Well, he's delighted, but he knows that there's still going to be a bit of time, and what we've heard is going to be 4 minutes of added on time, but you've got to hand it to him. In terms of the substitutes that he made substitutes to go on and win that game. And this second half, they have been the better team, but the work's not done yet.
Can they fashion a chance for Urania and all his pedigree, the Mariners? And that was a long advantage for the visitors.
What about our one?
He came a long way to voice his opinion with the fourth official, Stephen Lucas. Strong hold-up play. Yeboah found an angle too. Kamau. Mariners see off that threat. Stensness strong in midfield. 4 minutes confirmed. Natta did well again. Found Aquilina. It's coming back though. Good win by Bacchus. Muller was wiped out. Card was about to come out, but the referee saw advantage accruing.
And Yeboah plays it far too early. 3-on-2. He should have been driving at that back two to make them make a decision. He played it far too early to come out.
Still able to go back and give a yellow card, a third of the season to Stensness for that. Closing in on a suspension already once you get to 5 yellow cards. Given away by Mudakudis. No damage done as Doran's tidied up. Again, good advantage as Gordon was caught for the update's time tonight.
You just get the feeling that Mariners just don't look as threatening without Nisbet and De Silva on. They were both in good touch, but with the game, he's trying to win it. Boswell's saying that the Wanderers substitutions with that way in mind. I think Mariners was exactly the same. Fletcher's in there, doesn't he? No.
Lewis Miller might have gotten away with one there, but it's all the way through here. Natta, it was awkward. Breaks for Smiley. Casella trying to get in there and bounces harmlessly through. Tried to wait it to Bozanic.
cool play from both Nata, who's been excellent, the 18-year-old.
Muller again. Scored the only goal now, setting one up. Kamau couldn't steer it home, and there's still life at the Central Coast, but only just.
Oh, brilliant play from Nikolai Muller, who's proved the match winner. Little disguise pass here, perfectly run, timed run from Kamau, and I think he just might have lost his bearings of where the goal actually was, but it was hard because he had to swivel right back and also turn himself completely to the right.
Good throw. Found Casella. And Bacchus, his energy levels off the charts, the way he can run out games. Likewise, Tate Russell, who gets the free kick here.
Which is exactly what the Wanderers want. There'll be no rush to take it.
Ziggy Gordon and company are keeping the Wanderers' first clean sheet of the campaign. Yeboah played his part in the goal. Mariners fans want to see the ball go forward. Second time around from Kai Rolls. Gordon heads clear. Dorrans has been immense in midfield. Muller has been sensational off the bench. And Western Sydney are now top of the league. Nikolai Muller making a big difference off the bench. Scores the only goal of the game after it broke kindly for him. And those fans who've enjoyed some memorable nights here in the past have seen another one. Ziggy Gordon copping it all night. But he has the last laugh as that defence, alongside a couple of youngsters in Mark Natta and Tas Murdakudis, keep the Mariners at bay. The woodwork was struck by Josh Nisbet with the Mariners' best chance. And in the end, the Wanderers leave with all 3 points, their second win of the season. Full time, they are 1-0 winners. Great action again. The Mariners were putting themselves about in that first half. Matt Simon picked up the yellow card. Fortunate not to be booked on other occasions as well. Stenson has tried hard all night in midfield. But in the end, those fresh legs up top. Bruce Kamau and Kwame Yeboah and Nikolai Muller all involved in the lead up to that goal. Ziggy Gordon is good enough to join us, mate. Hope you can hear us through the booze.
I can hear you fine, thank you.
What do you make of that night?
Oh, it's a night of emotions, but I think we were professional. We defended really gritty. We knew what we were going to get. I knew what I was going to get, and I rolled up my sleeves and I got on with it. And I think we defended absolutely brilliantly from the top to the bottom, and I think we thoroughly deserved it.
And Dylan McGowan played on bravely in the derby, unavailable tonight, and young Natta comes in, doesn't miss a beat.
No, he was excellent. I thought the first stage was a wee bit nervous, but the boy's just pure class. So much talent, great left foot, and he'll only get better with time.
Small crowd tonight because it's capped, but they were into you throughout the 90 minutes. Does it bring back any memories of other games in your past?
Not really, it's a bit one-off. Usually I'm liked by the fans, but you know, it's part and parcel of the game. It's good banter. I hope everyone enjoyed the game today. Mariners fans and Wanderers fans, I hope everyone's safe out there.
And what can the Wanderers do this season? Haven't played finals in a long time by this club's standards. You want to be part of that action again, don't you?
Yeah, we know the ambitions for this year. We'll keep that closed doors. We'll just take it game by game like we are, and we'll just get on with our business.
Thanks for your time, well played.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks to Ziggy Gordon, and Gianni Stensness was on the wrong end of things, unfortunately, on the scoreline, but it was a tough night, wasn't it, Gianni, in midfield? There was plenty going on.
Obviously a lot of running tonight, a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of challenges going in there, but look, I thought we deserved a little bit more, you know, created some chances tonight, a lot of chances, but yeah, disappointed with the result.
And just personally, you seem to like the physical stuff and shaping up against opponents and throwing your weight around?
Yeah, you know, I love that aspect of the game. Played rugby for a couple of years, so yeah, I don't mind a bit of hustle and bustle.
And obviously after 2 straight wins, now a defeat, you've got to bounce back quickly for Friday night.
yeah, look, we'll come together and, you know, we did the quick turnaround last time, obviously coming off a win. This time it'll be a little bit different, but we can do it. You know, we played Macarthur with only 2 days rest, so we can definitely do it against Sydney.
Look forward to seeing you in action for that one, mate.
Thank you.
So a 1-0 scoreline. Danny De Silva, tough for him to be on the wrong end of things tonight. He was fabulous.
Far behind him. I did feel when those two went off, and I can understand Stagic's thinking, fresh legs, a different approach, because, you know, in spite of them being very good, the Wanderers were very stout defensively, and it was always a game that, you know, you had that feeling that just there was one in it, and the bounce of the ball, that ball over the top, caught them a little bit square. Kamau couldn't collect it, but that bouncing ball, they weren't allowed to get that ball away quickly. Yeboah pounced onto it, and the big deflection to the excellent Muller, who really did turn the game off the bench.
Yeah, the winning coach, Carl Robinson, good enough to join us. You must be delighted with what your subs did tonight.
No, I'm pleased for him. Obviously, football's not just about 11 players, it's about a squad. You know, I knew that it would be a battle and a fight, and it certainly was. We knew the first 45, 60 minutes would be that way. And then the game opened up a little bit, and the subs made a difference, which that's their job.
Yeah, that is their job, Carl, and they've come off and they've done it. The Yeboah with the strike gets a big deflection. I thought Muller was excellent when he come on, and, you know, you bring those two on. Was it as much about fresh legs as well, considering you only had 3 days recovery?
It was. Listen, and we tactically made an adjustment. I played two up top today because I thought if they wanted to be aggressive with the fullbacks, we'll play balls down the side. You know, I think second half we were in control of the game. You know, and the goal happens from a scrappy bit of play and a deflection. You can play all the pretty football you want in the world, and you can get an average goal.
Yeah,
they all count.
Exactly right. They do count. And, you know, just on not the substitution, but the debut from Mark Natter and Dylan McGowan, massive loss. He's your captain, but what a performance from the 18-year-old.
Excellent. I actually said to him, he's so comfortable on the ball. He's so calm, all right? And the higher level you go, and, you know, we're talking about A-League football and international football and that lot, as a nice, calm centre-back, sometimes you probably need someone to make a little bit of contact for you. He's not going to get a more difficult forward than Matt Simon. We know that. He's very physical, but I thought he handled it very well, and what an excellent debut. Speaking
of handling it well, Ziggy Gordon tonight. What'd you make of that?
Yeah, listen, I'm glad it's Ziggy and not me, to be honest, but I thought he was excellent. I thought, you know, they set their tone out early, which is fine. You know, that's part and parcel of the game. I think Ziggy didn't buckle. He played very simple. It's important when you let emotions take over you. Sometimes you go away from doing things that you're very good at. And I said to him, I restricted him to 2 touches, because then he doesn't give anyone a chance to get near him in that back three.
He's the most experienced out of the back three and goalkeeper, and you keep your first clean sheet tonight. How pleasing is that?
Yeah, really pleasing. I think, you know, the goals we conceded have been unfortunate. Set piece at Newcastle, which was just, we made some subs, a lack of concentration, a lack of roles and responsibilities within that. We got a deflected goal and we got a penalty. So that happens in football. It's important you go back to basics, defending, as I said, but it's pleasing for the goalkeeper because Margs has been great since he's come in.
Thanks for your time. We look forward to seeing you in about a week and a half.
Thank you.
The Wanderers go home with all 3 points, and they are top of the league on goal difference over Macarthur FC. Stay with us. We'll hear from the losing coach tonight, Alan Stacic, after the break with Mark Bosnich and Robbie Slater. It's all coming your way right after this.
At Bet365, the action never stops. Our soccer early payout is now available on multis. Simply place a pre-match bet on the full-time result. If your team leads by 2 goals at any stage, we'll settle your bet as a winner, even if your team fails to win. We're the world's favorite betting company for many reasons. Our early payout is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
Today, your information is more exposed than ever. When you shop, sign in, or browse, you could be vulnerable to cyber criminals. More online threats demand more protection. That's why Norton 360 provides multiple layers of protection, combining device security, secure VPN, password manager, and cloud backup, all in one solution. Get Norton 360, available at au.norton.com or at leading retailers.
is the story of me.
It's the story of you.
It's a story of we.
In parts, it is painful.
In parts, it is raw.
In others, it's beautiful.
Inspiring, great awe.
It tells of many people from far and wide.
And those who've been here
since the beginning of time.
It brings us together
and tears us apart.
We all have our views.
So where do we start?
By listening to each